You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Dozens of alleged gang members have been indicted, and prosecutors say this takedown will severely disrupt gang activities in Long Island communities. Sherry Einhorn has more.
A major gang takedown announced today by law enforcement officials in both counties. 24 members of the Bloodhound Brims are allegedly responsible for 18 shootings across the island from Hempstead to Hampton Bays between April 2021 and February 2024. There was one fatality. Kimberly Collins Midget, a New York City school teacher, was shot while sitting in her car with her daughter and a friend in Hempstead. A case of apparent mistaken identity. Investigators say most of the shootings were between rival gangs and retaliation for previous shootings.
So the message here today is loud and clear. Law enforcement on Long Island stands united to investigate, prosecute, and hold responsible the individuals who are responsible for the violence on our streets. If you fire a gun, if you conspire to fire a gun, if you support anyone who fires a gun, if you sell drugs or commit robberies to support that activity, you will be held responsible.
In all, 31 people are charged in the 103-count indictment. The alleged ringleader of the gang, Latique Johnson, is accused of ordering several of the shootings from a jail cell in California. He is facing up to 25 years behind bars for the newest charges. In Brentwood, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
A date is set for Tom Suozzi swearing back into Congress. The newly elected congressman will be sworn in on February 28th. The Democrat will be representing New York's 3rd Congressional District in Nassau and Queens counties. And the LIRR says it's buying a rescue train for Grand Central Madison. The battery-operated train will be used to tow trains if they break down in the tunnels. The railroad's acting president did not say how much this train costs or when it's expected to roll out. And Suffolk County has been awarded $4.9 million for Gabreski Airport in West Hampton Beach. The federal grant will go towards replacing the air traffic control tower from the 1940s. The county expects the project to start this fall. And Uniondale High School students participated in a naturalization ceremony as a learning experience this morning. Steve Langford takes us there.
All right, good morning, Uniondale High School. It's great to see all of you. Welcome. I'm Judge Bianco.
It's not every day high school students get a class taught by a federal judge.
I hereby declare on oath.
I hereby declare on oath.
But then it's not every day students are offered a front row seat, virtually and in person, to a swearing-in ceremony in Central Islip for new U.S. citizens.
Congratulations to yourself. It's not just a life-changing moment for the people who are being sworn in as citizens. It's a life-changing moment for anyone who watches it.
U.S. Circuit Court Judge Joseph Bianco as passionate about welcoming new citizens to this country as he is about sharing the moment with students on this field trip.
And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day.
The Uniondale High School Choir rising to the occasion as 121 new U.S. citizens are sworn in.
As you sit there, you are now an American. Sounds good, right?
Judge Bianco calls this a great day.
My friends, you make our nation a better place. We are a better nation because you are in this courtroom today and joining us as citizens of this great nation.
Thank you.
Each new citizen gets an official certificate of naturalization, free to go live their lives, as the judge tells them, with all rights enjoyed by those born here.
These people have worked so hard for this.
It's been a little long journey, but I feel really great.
Thanks to U.S. government to give it this. I'm very excited.
It all seems to make a powerful impression on the students from Uniondale.
Swearing them in to become citizens of the United States, I think that's pretty cool. Something to be part of, that's history.
All of them, they've been waiting for so long to become a U.S. citizen.
Field trip of American dreams. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
The Hilton family Southampton home has hit the market. It's listed for just under $15 million. Now, the Hiltons bought the home 25 years ago for about $2.4 million. The Fortune Drive property has a hot tub, 3-car garage, and 6 bedrooms, most equipped with balconies. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather, shall we? And it was a pretty decent day, but tonight we will have some wind in the forecast, and tomorrow it looks like we're going to have some wind too. So taking a closer look at tomorrow, we shall see that we have a mixed bag between sun and wind, and we have temps near the 40s for most of midday. Now make sure to stick with us to the end of the newscast for our 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Nearly 35 years after he murdered a 13-year-old, a family is fighting to keep a killer behind bars. Drew Scott has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Richie Tinius was Kellyanne Tinius' little brother in 1989. He was the last one she talked to before she got a strange phone call and disappeared on March 3rd.
She talks on the phone and she walks out the door a minute later, never to see her again. Stuff plays on me a lot.
A day later, Kellyanne's beaten, strangled, and mutilated body was found stuffed in a closet at a nearby house on Horton Avenue in Valley Stream. Within a month, 21-year-old bodybuilder Robert Golub was charged with Kellyanne's murder and convicted after a long trial which became news around the country. This is the street that Kelly Tinius lived on. When her lifeless body was found here 35 years ago, it shocked not only Long Islanders, but the entire nation. Golub has served over 30 years in prison and has come up for parole multiple times. Richie Tinius and his family have secured more than 5,000 signatures on a petition asking the parole board to deny his freedom again this month.
It's a lot of support. You know, we can't let him out. He's not rehabilitated as much as they think he is. He's not. And we need to keep him in jail.
Support for the parole denial has come from the Nassau District Attorney, Nassau Police, and thousands of Long Islanders, even people outside of New York.
Now he's sorry. And he also says that the way he did it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. The evidence doesn't add up.
This part of Grant Park in Hewlett is now a memorial to Kellyanne. She loved this park and loved ice skating here. Richie says he often wonders what life would have been like if Kelly hadn't been murdered.
She loved everybody, animals, people, kids, everybody. She was a great person.
Her friends have placed plaques near her memorial. One of them reads, "Remembering you is easy. I do it every day. Missing you is the heartache that never goes away." In Hewlett, Drew Scott for NewsdayTV.
Now, to read more about this family's fight, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box. Long Island divided. We're looking at what's changed 4 years after Newsday's investigation into housing discrimination on the island. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I'm very happy that action was taken.
The awareness is far more significant than it had previously been.
Housing discrimination on Long Island.
White, you have black, you have Latino, you have Indians, you have Chinese, you have Koreans.
Oh, population, ethnic distribution.
Mini United Nations.
What's changed since Newsday's Long Island Divided series? The 3-year investigation used white, Black, Asian, and Hispanic undercover testers posing as homebuyers working with real estate agents. Here's a look at some of the numbers. In the 4 years before Newsday's investigation, the state disciplined 4 agents for fair housing violations. Since our report at the end of 2019, more than 40 agents have been disciplined.
I don't think you should be in Elmont. I think you should probably just be Franklin Square.
Newsday's investigative report found that some agents used different standards for clients of different races, while others disparaged school districts and communities of color. 2 fair housing experts evaluated evidence gathered by Newsday and found the behavior of 36 agents to be concerning. Following Newsday's investigation, agents were penalized. Of those who were penalized, 3 agents had their licenses revoked by the New York State Department of State. 7 had their licenses suspended. 5 agents were fined between $500 and $2,000, the most allowed by law. Newsday's request for an interview with the Secretary of State was denied. We were sent an email statement instead saying the agency is committed to ensuring that licensed real estate professionals uphold New York's fair housing laws and serve all New Yorkers with fairness and integrity in a manner free from discrimination.
It's definitely made them more careful. It's definitely made them more thoughtful.
Here at Erase Racism, President Laura Harding says while enforcement does need to happen after someone violates fair housing laws, she's pushing for a more proactive approach.
What does prevention look like? Right? Because I feel that even though the fines and all of that are successful, I don't know that they're a deterrent. I think people just end up changing their modus operandi.
Since the Newsday series ran, several new laws have been passed to address the problems. More than $5 million is now allocated for testing. Agents who discriminate face increased fines, and more anti-bias training hours are required.
Fair housing laws are complex.
Neil Garfinkel is a member of the New York State Board of Real Estate and has been teaching fair housing for 15 years.
We cannot educate ourselves enough, and I'm concerned particularly for the real estate agents who I spend most of my time with, that they're going to violate the law because they don't know what it is.
It's significant that we're going to have more funding for testing.
Fred Freiberg was a consultant for Newsday's project. He says he's participated in more than 12,000 investigations.
The significance of testing is that it can get at discrimination that many of the public enforcement agencies don't get at with their enforcement actions. They're largely complaint responsive. Testing allows you to be more proactive.
Imagine they call it steering. That's the term they use.
For Newsday TV, I'm Shari Einhorn.
Now, to read more about Long Island Divided, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, here's what's up on Long Island. Think spring at the Camellia Festival. See hundreds of blooms along with tours of the greenhouse. It's at the Planting Fields in Oyster Bay. Jurassic Quest. See a life-size animated dinosaur herd, including the famous T-Rex, at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. See Brandon Taz Niederauer and friends. The guitarist, singer, and songwriter takes the stage Saturday night at the Gene Rinsky Theater at Landmark on Main Street. That's in Port Washington. For admission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday's groundbreaking investigation on housing discrimination sparked the toughest enforcement of fair housing laws in decades. Long Island real estate agents revealed in the report are still facing penalties. Long Island Divided 4 years later at Newsday.com.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.